Hello everyone and welcome to day 21 of your 30-day beginner mat Pilates challenge. Today you guys are going to absolutely love because not only is it super short, but we're also not doing much work. I thought it would be important for us to just take 5 minutes to have a little bit more mindfulness and connection to ourselves, just so you can take a second to reflect. Maybe you just need to take a short little nap or just take some time to yourself to appreciate all the work that you've been doing. So I have my timer over here, and all I'm asking you to do is just lay down on your backs. And if you want to take a little bit of movement during this, you're welcome to as well. And you're just gonna lay here for 5 minutes. You can maybe bring your knees into your chest, you can reach your arms overhead, whatever feels best, but just taking a second to really reconnect with our body and slow some things down. So let's reach those legs out, and I'm gonna go ahead and start that timer. I'm not going to speak too much because I want this to just be a moment that you're really able to, like I said before, connect with yourself. But let's start with having everybody reach their hands overhead. Inhale and exhale. Imagine for a second that someone's pulling your fingertips towards one side of the room as someone's pulling your toes towards the other side of the room, allowing yourself to get a really big stretch and elongation through the whole body. And then let it relax. Breathing here. We're gonna do that one more time. All right, imagine someone's pulling those hands and pulling those toes. Pulling, really stretching every ounce of you out, making you as long as possible. And release everything down. All right, allow those hands to just fall wherever it feels comfortable. Once again, you're welcome to bring those knees into the chest. You can take any stretches or twists that you need to. But for the most part, just allowing yourself to have that few minutes of stillness. We so often forget to do that in our day-to-day, but it's so important. Anytime you feel yourself like stressing or rushing, sometimes it's best to just make yourself stop and just take a second. So we're gonna do that right now. You might be hearing things from outside, things distracting you, but just allow those thoughts to pass, and also have the awareness that you're not your thoughts, you're the observer, you're the one that's observing the thoughts, having an opinion on your thoughts. You can choose to just have the thought and go, I'm gonna think about something else. So notice how you have that power. That way you can start to bring that into your active life. When you're moving around, you start to find yourself going down maybe a negative thought pattern or thinking that everything's going wrong. Realize that that's happening. Realize that you're not your thoughts, and you can change that thought and begin to change those thought patterns. And you can start thinking, you know what? This is happening for me, not to me, even if in the moment it might not feel like that. And redirect to something that is actually going quite well in your day or quite well in your life. Because it's easy to focus on the negative, but there is positive everywhere. All right, let's keep just breathing through this. You guys have just a minute left here. Maybe you didn't realize how tired you were and you kind of started to fall asleep or nod off. That happens and that's totally normal. Let's begin to bring a little bit of movement back into the body. So you can kind of wiggle those fingertips, wiggle those toes, maybe even roll out the ankles a bit. Begin to walk your feet up and just bring those knees into your chest. And take some circles here if that feels like something you need. You can rock back and forth. Hopefully that alarm didn't trigger you guys, but maybe that's what you wake up to in the morning. Go ahead and start to open those eyes. You can just roll yourself or sit yourself up to a seated position. That is it for today's workout. Feel free to take a little bit more time here if you need. We worked a little bit more on the mind today, which is of course just as important. Hopefully that resetted you guys so you will be back here and ready to keep going tomorrow to finish out the rest of this challenge. You should be so proud of yourself, and I will see you back here very soon.